F1 drivers' real opinions of Max Verstappen. The overwhelming performance of Max Verstappen in Formula 1 over the previous few years has demonstrated his outstanding skill. What do other Formula 1 drivers think of Verstappen though? Let's dig into it. What they said about the Formula 1 world champion will wow you. Watch this video to get to know all about it. Max Verstappen has been totally and imperiously dominant in his attempt to defend his championship this year. The Dutchman has triumphed both in pole position and from the back of the pack. It might be said that Verstappen's victory at the Belgian Grand Prix, where he charged from position 14 to first, was his biggest triumph so far this year. The 25-year-old racer displayed exceptional racing skills at the Spanish Grand Prix after battling his way back to the front following a fall into the gravel. Verstappen has a seemingly insurmountable point margin over Charles Leclerc, who was second in the drivers' standings. One of the drivers who has complimented Verstappen's performance this season is Carlos Sainz, who competes for Ferrari. Despite having a terrible season, Sainz appreciated Verstappen's capacity to learn from his mistakes. He notably mentioned the races at the Hungary Ring and the Spanish Grand Prix, both of which Verstappen won after spinning off the penultimate corner. According to Sainz, his former teammate, Verstappen has reportedly been driving well and making very few errors throughout what is looking to be a successful defense of the championship. I think he has had a very strong season. He's done very little mistakes. Whenever he's done mistakes, like in Spain, he's spun into the same place than me. In Hungary he spun, he's recovered from the mistakes and gone on to win, asserted the Ferrari driver. I think this is the biggest difference, that even in the days that he's had maybe a bit off and off, he's still managed to go and win. Since the first 3 races they've also been super reliable, and you add up all those things and he's having an incredible season, and I think he deserves it. Even though Verstappen's season started with a bad start, his performance this year has been incredible. The Dutch driver was forced to withdraw from 2 of the first 3 races because of technical problems, while Red Bull struggled with reliability. As a result, Leclerc was able to win both of those events. Since then, the Dutch team's growth has been evident, and Sainz has admitted that Verstappen and Red Bull have been quite dependable. Lando Norris, a McLaren driver who shared the victory podium with Muller and Max Verstappen in April, was effusive in his praise for the Dutch driver and emphasized that he already merits to be known among the sports. All-time greats, claimed Norris. He's done a pretty good job. He should maybe have go in our car and see what it's like. He's done amazing and he has been very impressive. Similar to Lewis in previous years, he's one of the most talented drivers ever to come into Formula 1, one of the fastest. No doubt he's going to win his second title this year, and most likely, he will go on to win a few more in the future. Even in FP1, FP2, and FP3, he's never under the limit. He's always pushing the limits, added Norris. Even FP1, the first lap of the whole day, his lap times are normally quicker than what we ever do in qualifying. Let's talk about Sergio Perez. When Red Bull chose to drop Alex Albon into the reserve and development driver role for the 2021 season, they took an unexpected move outside their driver pool. Due to this choice, Sergio Perez joined the world champions team at the start of the 2021 season. Red Bull has found the Mexican race car driver to be a good addition, and he is anticipated to stick around for at least the next 2 racing seasons. It is also evident from how highly he values Verstappen that he enjoys working with the current leader of the World Championship. Verstappen won the Canadian Grand Prix. Perez instantly thanked his colleague and thought Verstappen should already be regarded as one of the best Formula 1 drivers in history. Max is very good, a very complete driver. He's without a doubt one of the best in F1 history, if not the best, for everything is racing education and because he has done things that other F1 drivers do not have. The special thing about Max is the ease of going to the limit. Max goes to the limit from the first lap. Every change he makes to the car is important, and it's not that he changes his conditioning style. He always goes to the limit. The difference is always a corner. It is a level that demands a lot as a driver, explained Perez, a 3-time Grand Prix winner at 32. Verstappen is a special one, and if still not considered unanimously as an F1 GOAT, he's far ahead of the bunch, racing to get there. Former Red Bull driver Daniel Ricciardo offered his thoughts on Max Verstappen's performance this year and how the Dutchman has evolved during his career. According to Daniel Ricciardo, Max significantly improved his performance during their 3rd season of joint employment at Red Bull. Ricciardo thinks Max's career has advanced because of his newfound maturity. Early in 2016, when Max took over for the struggling Daniel Kvyat, he won his first race for Red Bull and set a record for the youngest race winner in Formula 1. But given that he was in numerous collisions and incidents, his driving was still subpar in some respects. He came in last place in the 2016 and 2017 seasons as he progressed through his early career. Verstappen overcame Ricciardo's advantage in 2018, finishing 79 points in front of his colleague. After the 2018 campaign, Daniel Ricciardo left Red Bull to join Reynolds on their team. The current McLaren driver feels that Verstappen's full potential as a race car driver was realized in 2018. In 2018, I remember, the first 4 or 5 races he had crashes and quite a lot of mistakes. However, Ricciardo explained what made him realize that Verstappen was growing into a seasoned and mature professional. He quickly found a way to fix that and made sure a lot. I think in 2018, he made the biggest transition from a young boy into a man with some off-track maturity. Another F1 driver that has spoken about Max is Pierre Gasly. Alongside him, Gasly competed in races for Red Bull for the first half of the 2019 season before being promptly sent back to Toro Rosso. While Gasly tries revitalizing his Formula 1 career, Max has left his stamp on the industry. Gasly took his hats off to the excellent Max for the success he was presently experiencing as he reflected on their journeys. I've been racing with Max for the past 15 years, even before Formula 1. It's been always intense to race against him. That's what I always loved, the battles we've had in the past, the close racing. He's obviously extremely talented, he's excellent. I think the experience and the combination of what he built with Red Bull Racing is just an incredibly efficient package. Verstappen immediately demonstrated excellent performance in his Formula 1 career, although some of his rivals questioned his enthusiasm for racing. He was probably a bit raw when he came in F1, very aggressive, and made a couple of mistakes at the start even if he was always super competitive. But I think now, over the last few years, he has just completely proven his potential, Gasly says. The Frenchman says Verstappen making hardly any mistakes now. At Red Bull Racing during the first half of the 2019 season, Gasly took Daniel Ricciardo's spot. The Frenchman, who found it challenging to keep up with Verstappen's pace, was eventually replaced by Alexander Albon midway through the season due to his underwhelming performance. That is all for this video. We'll be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time.